Hello and welcome to another vidIQ live stream. I'm Dan, joined as always by Mr. Rob.
Talk about timing, Dan. I just said I was off to get a drink. I return to the office and we're at 99%.
You did it.
Yes.
And
Hey,
all
everyone.
without the gloves too, which was
Oh,
impressive.
well, now you mention that. Yeah, let's get them on. Do the intro, Dan. I'll put the gloves on.
Every week we present to you a live stream where we do two things. One is we show you some vidIQ tools, tips and tricks that are going to help you get your next video ranked on YouTube, or maybe to help you research what's working on your channel and what's not. Tuesdays we do channel audits. That's not this. But what we do after the demonstration, which isn't all that long, is we do a Q&A. And this tends to last about 90 minutes or so. We take a number of your questions around the things we discussed in our product tour and then also YouTube at large. So we're going to be doing that for the next couple of hours, and we thank you for joining us every single week. Rob, would you like to say hello to some folks?
Yeah, let's say hello to the following vidIQ family members who are joining us today. And that includes Galaxy Knight Fire Gaming, otherwise known as Nico or Neko Makes Stuff. We've got GB Beat 2. We also have Bori Piano. I think this is his 67th consistent live 67th consecutive live stream that he's joined us on.
We keep track.
Chess Geek, Mr. Spider Knight, and finally, we could not do this live stream without our awesome moderators, including today Dan Hacksaw, because I can't remember how to pronounce his surname. He tells me during every meeting, and I always forget. And Zenzeris, the butler, as well. Welcome to all of you.
I have something in my eye. I'm trying to read names, which is hard enough without an eyelash in your eye, but it's just killing me right now, and I can't hide it anymore. Goku 4K, Cool Lick, Helper, Blaze Rod, Simno or something like that, Milan Gamer, Bori Piano, Elliot Family of 7, Lion King Bro, and X Squirp 18, something like that. Welcome, everybody. Thank you for being here. So we already told you how today works. We're going to be showing you a couple cool things and then taking your questions. So as you're watching today, be writing down anything that jumps out at you that you would like to ask about later on, because the Q&A portion is after the first section of our demonstration. And before we get into today's demonstration, there is one more thing I'm going to plug, because I like plugging things. Tube Talk, our YouTube podcast. If you have any kind of, burning questions about YouTube, every week we interview someone from the space, and we have a whole bunch of awesome people here right in front of us. Dean Nimmin, we have JJ and Hawa, who are helping us with Clubhouse. We have Jake Fellman, who you may know from all of his Among Us shorts and now Minecraft shorts. We have Desiree Martinez. We have all kinds of people here who have all different experiences on YouTube. The show covers YouTube just at large, and then every episode kind of dives into a topic. Would highly recommend you check it out either on vidiq.com/tubetalk or your podcast app of choice. So I just wanted to plug that real quick. Rob's on there too. If you don't like me, Rob's there.
The D Nimmin one is of particular interest for me when we were discussing how he started his YouTube channel, and it involves a trek up the highest mountain in the world. And so I'll leave it there as a teaser. Well worth listening to. All of them, of course, but the D Nimmin one, he just caught me up in his story for a good 5 to 10 minutes as we were listening through.
He's a really good storyteller.
I don't want to reveal anymore.
Yeah, he's a really good storyteller. I've never heard a YouTube journey quite like that ever. So, yes, if you have time, please check out Tube Talk and get even more free YouTube value. All right, so let me go ahead and tab over.
What are we doing today, Dan? Come on, give it to me.
All right, so today we are going to show you not only how to upload a video on YouTube, but how to get it all the tools it needs to rank. And we're going to show you by using vidIQ's own tools that are built into the uploader itself. So there's a couple spots that I want to start with. Now, when we upload a video, you're going to see a whole bunch of stuff there, and we didn't type that, and you're going to be like, well, how did all that stuff in the description get there? So I want to start by doing this. If you're new to YouTube, or if you're not doing this already, what you should do before uploading your first video is go into your settings on the bottom left here, and then toggle over to upload defaults. This is your best friend. You can have a title, which every video has a different title, so we don't fill this out. And you can have your entire description pre-filled out for you. So this is good for all of the different links you would normally include in every single video, like your Facebook and your Twitter and your Instagram, like we do here. If we have, different tours and stuff we want to show people, we have a product tour here, a beginner guide, just stuff that we always kind of reference. It's great. It's always in the description. You also get to set your visibility. So whenever you upload a video, you don't want it to go public when it finishes uploading. We have this set to private, which is pretty nice. Preset tags. You won't use these for every single video, but they're here just to get you started. And we're always talking about how to grow your channel. We're vidIQ, obviously, and people search for us by name. So we've already entered a bunch of tags. You can also dive into advanced settings, so your category, things like that. And then your monetization settings, if you're partnered, can even be toggled in here. So all of these things are good to set up. And the reason I'm showing you that is because when we upload our video today, you're going to see all that stuff populated. Now, because Rob and I didn't think ahead, we don't have a vidIQ video to upload. So I've grabbed an old Minecraft video. So just pretend for a moment, I guess this is a Minecraft channel and we would normally upload a Minecraft video, right?
I mean, we could try it, Dan. I mean, everyone else gets billions of views off Minecraft videos. Let's just try it ourselves. Stick one up there.
The problem is my channel would have to copyright, claim this channel.
No, it'd be content ID. It's up to you whether you want to strike us, Dan.
I absolutely do. So we're going to hit upload video. And I already have the video here off screen, so we're going to throw it in. And
I love that animation.
I know. It's so nice. It's very satisfying. After your long day of editing, it's great to see that arrow fly into the sky. And you get a very familiar upload page. Now, this might not look too familiar if you don't have vidIQ installed, so be sure for either Chrome or Firefox, you go ahead and download vidIQ. The link is down below, as you saw in our pre-filled out description. It is definitely there. And you can get yourself vidIQ. Not only that, we have a deal posted down there too. If you haven't taken advantage of this already, you can get 30 days of all of our tools for free, our Boost suite of tools. So check that out if you haven't already. Be sure to authenticate your channel. And everything you see here will, as is related to your channel, of course, will be in front of you. So I already kind of know what I'm going to title this video, and I did my file name similar. So, let's just go through this one step at a time. Top 5 Minecraft Forge mods 1.16. We'll start there.
Ooh, a lot of search intent there, Dan. I like it.
We're going to optimize this title, though. It's not going to stay like that. And then we want to fill out the description now. Because this is a live stream, I don't want to sit here and fill out a whole description for you. But let's just go with like the first line here.
Let's just hold it there for a second, though. Can you just undo that, Dan? Because I think this is really important at the beginning, just so it shows what it was there before. Hopefully, Control Z. Is that going to work?
Control Z is going back. Let's see. Oops.
Okay, so at the top of a description, it basically said something along the lines of, this part of your description is very important because everybody can see it. And it's around about the first 150 to 200 characters. So consider the beginning of your description as if you're writing a tweet, because when people search or in other particular examples, it's kind of above the line or above the fold, in that people will see this part of a description. So make sure that it's really enticing. Probably includes a couple more keywords, that type of thing. So yeah, there you go. That bit is visible, and then pretty much after the first 2 lines, 150 characters, it's hidden within a description. So just consider that when you're writing it's kind of like title, subheading in a newspaper.
Yeah, and we can go on to YouTube if we remember after this and actually look at what we're talking about here. But basically under the title, there'll be a little tagline, essentially. So I like to just describe the title a little bit more in mind. There's a lot of different practices out there. For this, I would say, what are the top, I don't need to capitalize, the top 5 mods for Minecraft 1.16.5. I think that's the current version. Question mark?
I would be under so much pressure typing now, Dan, because I make so many typing mistakes. There's 160 people watching you type right now, so no pressure. No pressure.
Let's look at your new favorite mods. Did I type that wrong? I think I did. Favorite mods of 2021. So a little more search intent here. Favorite mods of 2021. Now, we're going to come back to the description after the video is done uploading because I want to, if I'm going to put timestamps, I'm going to need to actually be able to see the video to do that.
Yeah.
But we do have a section here for timestamps. We have our subscribe, all that stuff you saw before. What I would recommend to you is also fill out more of your description a little bit. Describe the video more in depth, maybe below your subscribe button. So like right in here, boop. Sorry.
This is where you can maybe put in like a paragraph of maybe 50 words where you're kind of including not nonsensical sentences, but sentences that are keyword rich. So it might be in this case like how do you find the top 5 mods in Minecraft or Forge mods? Would you be forging with this material? Would you be forging with this item? Would you be forging on the Minecraft table? No, but you don't want to just tag stuff because that is against terms of service, but you do want to give hint to YouTube a little more about what the video is about if you can. And then, as you say, all of the default stuff, links, whatnot, just leave that towards the bottom of your description because that's going to be in every video that you upload with the upload default set in there.
Right. So we're already getting some from vidIQ, some recommended keywords to use in your description based on your tags, but we need to change that because the tags were preset for the vidIQ channel. But before we get there, I'm just going to readdress this. We can upload a thumbnail. We don't have to upload it right now, but we can. So you can't see my computer, right? Okay, good. Yep. So let me just go ahead and find the thumbnail I pulled. And there it is. Boom. We can
very nice.
Thank you. We can always go and optimize this.
What's happening in that thumbnail? Sorry, Dan, I'm going a bit off topic here, but what's happening in the thumbnail? It looks like a character's being resurrected or like they're being consumed by a demon or something.
Well, one of the mods covered in the video is a Doctor Who regeneration mod. And so I captured the character regenerating.
Very nice. Very nice.
I thought it made it good. Yeah.
It looks cool.
Yeah, I like it. I'm looking forward to seeing what comes up in competition with it because, that could tell me if I did a good job or not. So we're going to show you the compare thumbnail and search results here in just a moment, but I want to keep going through the YouTube defaults. You would select a playlist, how to beat the YouTube algorithm, for example, which is not...
yeah, let's just shove it in there.
Yeah.
See what happens.
And then, is it made for kids? This is all some stuff you can set in the upload defaults. It is
very important to get it right, though. Make sure that you're being honest with declaring if your video is made for kids or not, because if you are making very kid-centric content, YouTube's going to find out at some point, and it could seriously damage your channel, and you could be in trouble ultimately with copyright and the FTC. Not likely to happen for smaller channels, but just eventually you're going to be in a business relationship with YouTube, and you want to be honest and trustworthy in the information that you supply to YouTube. So, although it's just a bullet point, just make sure that you're clicking that right. We've got tons of videos on the topic if you want to research it a bit more.
Yeah, tags is the last thing on our list, obviously, when it comes to video SEO optimization and things like that. Now, as you know, people say the tags are not relevant anymore. There's a whole debate about it, but this is even more reason to get vidIQ because you don't need to be spending a whole lot of time on this if you're going to follow that advice. Now, here's how I would do your tags. Take the title up here, copy it, paste it right there. If nothing comes up, if it's not letting you refresh yet, you could try a few more Minecraft Forge mods. Minecraft 1.16. Normally there'd be a little refresh button to get the recommended text to change, but maybe we should go to the editor to find that. So let's circle back. I'm not sure why that's not there. We could address that later in Slack. And then the category. Now in this case, it is a gaming video, and it is Minecraft. I want you guys to pay attention to this. Gaming, especially. Gaming is the only time I would tell you to worry about the category of your video. Otherwise, just get it as close as you can. For us, how to and style works. For gaming, make sure to type in the name of the game and don't stop there. Select the version of the game. Click on it. Physically click on one of these because that's how you guarantee YouTube places it in the right section. This is great for the gaming section. I made a whole video on this recently, the gaming section of YouTube. So if it's Minecraft Dungeons, don't just put Minecraft, click on Minecraft Dungeons. It's a different game. In this case, it is Minecraft from 2011. So I'm just going to click that. And you can do more here, but I'm going to circle back. That's kind of my workflow in YouTube. We can preview in search results, but this exists in the regular editor as well. So we can always go ahead and look at it there, as long as Rob's okay with that. I know
Sure.
you're okay. Cool. So the next thing you would do is you would select whether you want to monetize or not, and then the type of ads you want if you do monetize. I think when we do this, there is another option. So let's just hit monetize real quick, and then we get ad suitability is the next tab. Obviously, this isn't relevant to you if you're not partnered, but you want to just go through these, and once you go through them once, you kind of know. But does it fall under any of these? Now, just because you click on some of these doesn't mean it's not monetizable. It just helps YouTube tell the advertisers, hey, this video features some violence. So if you're not okay with that, don't put your ads on this video. Things like that.
Well,
of course.
Scroll back to the top down, and then let's just do one. Inappropriate language. Let's just select one of them, and then on the right-hand side, it'll tell you how it affects your potential monetization. So YouTube's going to guide you through this process. Yes. And again, be honest and trustworthy, because although you're self-certifying, YouTube is also algorithmically checking the content. And if the algorithm disagrees with you on a frequent basis, then you're just losing trust, and it's going to impact monetization in the long term. Yeah.
So there are, inappropriate language. If you were to put the first one there abbreviated, it'd be safe for ads. We're not going to monetize the video, so I just wanted to show you that as if we were going to. All of our content is not monetized here at vidIQ, which is awesome. Let's go ahead and jump over then to video elements. Oh, this is new. It literally says new. Add subtitles. Yeah. We can, because the video is done uploading, we can go ahead and we can add subtitles if we want to go through that process. We're going to do that later, or in this case, not at all for this demonstration, but I'm sure you know what subtitles are. And then one of my favorite things is you can add cards and end screens. By the time I'm done filling out the details, usually this is lit up because the video is done uploading. So I love to just go in and import from video. And obviously, vidIQ channel, not super relevant, but let's go ahead and grab this one
from there.
Yep. So we already have our end screen done, and then we can kind of decide where to put it. So my subscribe button kind of pops up here. So maybe I just drag these out, and they do kind of magnet to each other, which is great once you pull them on this timeline. So all of them are going to pop up at the same time right there. So everyone knows the video's over, and they can click off of it as fast as they can. So we'll discard that. And then you can add cards too, which is awesome. So you guys know how this works, but you can do this all from the uploader, which is great. And then last but not least is it's already checked to make sure there's no copyright issues, which is also very helpful. New tool from YouTube. You can private unlist it. You can go ahead and put it for members only. You can schedule it out from here. This is the stuff I always hit private, and I always come back to this because there's more optimization I want to do after a video is uploading. But we hit save. It's on private. No one can see it. You cheeky folks who know how to go in and find our unlisted videos, you can't find it. So now, let's jump in to I keep calling it the editor. It's the little pencil here. And we see some more options, some more ways we can work on this video. So this is where, in my own process, I like to get into the nitty-gritty and focus on really optimizing the video before I hit publish. This is normally also where if I think of some more cards, subtitles, things like that, I'll add all that here. Because I just like the bigger page. I like having the options. But let's point out some other vidIQ tools first. So preview and search results is back. We're going to check in that in a minute. We also have best time to post. And right now it's saying our peak time is 9 to 11 a.m. I believe for me, it's Eastern. So it's going to be, catered to your time zone. So don't worry about that. And you can get kind of a good idea. It looks like a lot of your viewers are on at 6 and it peaks at 9 a.m. So maybe you want to upload somewhere like maybe before 6 a.m., maybe just after. Kind of depends on what you're kind of going for. But there you go. Best time to post is right here, which is really helpful. Subtitles is back to, this is new. This is cool. I'm glad they put this more front and center because it was kind of hard to find before. I'll have to go check that out later. I would have already added it to a playlist in the other screen, but there was, no playlist that kind of fit into because it's a Minecraft video on a YouTube education channel. And we have some of our tags that we entered before. So let's just type in Minecraft. There we go. So once you start typing in tags, you're going to get some recommendations down here. You want to refresh them. And this is where vidIQ really comes in handy for your tags. It's still giving us all the YouTube ones. It won't be like that on your Minecraft channel, I promise. But because we're vidIQ, it wants to give us vidIQ related tags.
Well, that is strange, isn't it?
Yeah. In either case, I wouldn't think too hard about this. What I would normally do is start clicking on relevant keywords and keyword phrases. You can investigate them too. I did that by accident, but you can actually just tick them off in here. Just run down this list, and you can even just take a really deep dive into their overall score. 58 out of 100 means that there is some search volume here and not a whole lot of competition. So this is definitely a keyword you want if it's relevant to what's going on in the video. So that's how you would do tags quickly. And I wouldn't recommend spending too much time on these.
Can I just show people an alternative way of doing this as well, Dan?
Yes.
If possible. So let's just get rid of all of the tags that we currently have here. And then scroll up to the top and just copy your title. And then, are you able to bring up a second YouTube page so we can do a search for this title?
Yes, but let me go ahead and toggle this off real quick.
Because we do talk about tags a lot these days, about how important they are, how much time I should spend on them. This is the way I sometimes do this, is I will just put a search in for basically the title. Then this is again through vidIQ's tools. You see in the sort of middle top right hand corner where it says enable inline keywords. If you just toggle that on and off, Dan, can you see how different tags are being added to the videos? These are the video tags that have been used by other people. I would probably spend a little bit more time than I am now, but that second video that has loads of tags, paperclip, clip that, and then you would go back to your video and then just paste all of those tags in there. And then I would start to look at the tags themselves and say, okay, which tags are actually relevant here to the video that I'm making? It looks as if there's some channel names here. So the Blue Crusader, that's got nothing to do with me. I'll take out that. But everything else actually looks pretty good, doesn't it, Dan? I mean, again, I'd spend a bit more time, maybe a minute looking at these tags, deleting the ones I don't need. And then usually, if we scroll down, has it updated the tags in any useful way? If we just refresh this time.
Oh, look at that.
There we go. So
there you go.
Then usually this is what happens. Now YouTube, vidIQ's got a good idea of the tags. So then I would delete what I don't want, add the ones here which I think are useful, and then maybe the channel name after that as well. And all of the numbers against these tags are the keyword score. I don't want to go into too much detail about that today. Essentially, the higher the number, the better.
It's out of 100. So
the very first one there, Dan, that says recommended tags, if you scroll down again, which is a score of 65.2. I'll probably add that, and I might remove Forge mods, for example, because Forge mods is a little too generic, just as an example. And that's it. I mean, it's taken me longer to explain what I would do rather than actually doing it. It's really, for me, it's about a 1 minute job at this point.
Yes, I just want everyone to be careful too, to really look at these. Don't just copy and paste them and walk away. Because for me, my mods were based in a different version of Forge. So this is going to be a problem. Minecraft Forge 1.16.1 is not relevant to this video. So I would get rid of that and I would find a relevant one. 1.16.3, for example, if that's the case. So go in, trade these out, do a good job. Once you have the tags, though, that are relevant to your video, scroll back up. Because vidIQ also is going to start giving you some suggestions based on those tags, based on your title, things that you should include in your title, things that you should include in your description. Now, you don't just want to type how to install Forge in your description. You can, but that's just throwing keywords in your description. It's not really human readable. So how I would do that is say, hello. I don't know. It'd be part of a sentence. So it would be like, do you have Minecraft but don't have Forge? Well, learn how to install Forge.
Dan, do you do this privately when you're typing out? Do you like narrate like, hello, you have Minecraft but don't have Forge? Well, learn how to install Forge from this video.
Yep.
And you just like smile as you're doing it.
And then keep going on this one sentence from this Minecraft tutorial video.
Ooh, nice. For
So,
1.1, whatever it is.
yeah, for Minecraft Java 1.16.5. When we talk about optimizing your video for keywords, this is kind of how we mean it. You know, it's a cheeky way to do it, but it works. You know, this is human readable, and you're putting the proper keywords in your description. A lot of people don't even bother with this. If you don't feel like it's important, then don't. But you can, and vidIQ helps you by telling you. And as you start typing in, so if I literally typed in YouTube monetization, it would just, I don't know where to put it. Maybe at the end. Oh yeah, I put it at the very end. It would go away. So yeah, all really helpful tips. And then we see the title, and this gets me thinking like, well, wait a minute. It's telling me how to install Forge should be in my title. Now, to be fair, we put a lot of those keywords in the keywords, how to install Forge. That's not what this video is about, but let's just, ignore that. We should optimize this a little bit more, shall we? So let's do preview and search results. The way this works is really awesome. And we did a whole tutorial on this, so I'm not going to go into too much detail. But what I would do is I would type in basically the title, maybe not the whole thing, but in this case, top 5 Minecraft mods or Minecraft Forge mods, if I want to be really specific. Now, what this is going to do is when we hit preview, it's going to show us
this video isn't live at this point. I don't want to stress that. This is still private. No one can see it.
It's going to show you your video and what it looks like with the ones that are currently ranking for this particular string right here. Or this one right here. Sorry, it has the title here. You can edit the title and the description from this, which is awesome. But it's showing us what currently ranks for top 5 Minecraft Forge mods. That's what I want to rank for. And now we can see their thumbnail. We can see the titles they're using. They threw survival in there. I didn't think to do that. That's kind of interesting. Top 25, so we can see different numbers. We only did top 5, so we're not super worried about that. And then we get an idea of the thumbnails. Now, the thumbnail style that's working for these creators involves taking 3 images and putting them side by side by side, and then just having Minecraft clearly at the top with, I would argue, kind of hard to read text underneath, my personal opinion. And Power Down kind of owns the space. All of their videos rank really high for this. So I want to see another creator. So let's put in Minecraft mods.
Are we allowed to talk about why it's that the thumbnail was there twice, Dan? Or are we guessing over that?
Is it because I already ranked for it?
Well, yeah, I wanted to just mention that because, like, so this is like a test of where, like, we're comparing how it might look. But because Dan's already uploaded this video on his own channel, you can see how successful it was. It ranks at the top of the search terms for top 5 Minecraft Forge mods. So you have to appreciate that. You wouldn't have the double thumbnail and title here, but kind of Dan's comparing his video to himself right now. But it proves that this thumbnail worked and the title worked, or a similar title.
Yeah, I didn't even notice that. Thank you for pointing that out. So we did start to see some other creators when I typed in a different term here. So let's just do top 5 Minecraft mods. Let's take Forge out of the equation. So we have Asian Half Squat, we have Beck Bro Jack. Okay, so we got some other creators here. So now we get to see some other styles. Asian Half Squat is also using the 3 thumbnails, but no text. Pretty interesting. This one's pretty intriguing with all the rocks crumbling. I don't know what these other 2 are. That's kind of the consequence of putting 3 images side by side. I already kind of did this research and decided not to do that. And instead, I went with something that was kind of eye-catching and some text. That was my decision. This person put 4 images. This person put 3, but one's bigger. Okay, that's an interesting way to do it. Top 50 Minecraft mods. Maybe it was hard to choose 3. This one's great. Top 5 Minecraft mods. It's just the number 5 and then some dragons. I like that. 253,000 views. It was posted 3 years ago.
Nice.
It's still standing out, still ranking pretty high. So you get all this information too. Let's talk about that too. We get their name, we get the number of views the video got, the time it was posted. It even tells us if it has captions or not, which is cool. We get to see that first line in the description that we talked about.
Yep.
Right there. So you get quite a few characters before it truncates. But you don't, if there's something you really want people to see here, you don't want to lose all that space. So a lot of stuff there. And then with this tool, of course, I encourage you to go watch the full-blown tutorial on this, but we can see it in different views. We can even see what it looks like on the home screen amongst videos that might not be, This is from our competitors because of this toggle right here, but we can see it against just videos at large that would appear on the home screen.
It's a good thumbnail, Dan. It does stand out. That I like it.
Thank you. I like it too. I think Past Me did a really good job on that. He's not so bad. So that is the preview and search results tool, or thumbnail preview tool, depending on where you're looking at it. Compare thumbnail and search results, or preview and search results. It'll bring you to the same place. If we click this, it comes right back. And you can edit the title here too. So like I said earlier, I'd want to edit this title a little bit. So top 5 Minecraft Forge mods 116. Maybe I would do 116.5 if that were the case. And then some people here put the actual month, which is a good idea if you do a lot of these. So April 2021, you know what I mean? And that helps you kind of, if you're going to do a top 5 Forge mods all the time, kind of segment it out. Like, so it's April, May, June, so forth. So yes, you can edit the title from here, and then you can apply changes to the video. Video updated, scroll back up. There it is. There's our updated video. So I believe that's everything. What did I miss?
So if you scroll down here, Dan, I think you've done the impossible here. If it's still there, just scroll down a little bit, keep going, stop. Up a little bit, up a little bit. Keep going to the SEO score. That's what I'm looking at. You have managed to achieve I've never done this, but you've got a perfect optimization score here of 50 out of 50. So what this basically means, and I'll preface this by saying this is somewhat of a legacy tool, and it's been around on YouTube, vidIQ for 3 or 4 years now, but it will just try to guesstimate the potential discoverability of your video from an optimization point of view. And because Dan's included all of these keywords, and Dan clearly knows his what I call keyword universe. He knows the language of the video topic, which is going to help both YouTube understand the content, but more importantly, the audience who are passionate about Minecraft understand his content. We're saying that you've done pretty much everything you can optimization wise to give this the best chance of ranking highly in search and so on. It's not a guarantee. Nothing is guaranteed on YouTube in terms of success. But if Dan, let's say his channel size is 100 subscribers versus another channel with 100 subscribers that does no optimization whatsoever, and the content quality is exactly the same, then you have a potential marginal edge over the other video in terms of being discovered. And Dan's successfully done that. So well done, Dan. I've never got 50 out of 50. I don't know how you did it. Well done.
I always do that. I don't know what you're talking about. No, thank you.
Well played.
So we should point out the checklist as well. This thing's great because if you don't include a card and end screen, things like that, it's going to just kind of help keep you honest. Now, normally I wouldn't share my video on Facebook anyway, so it's okay if you don't get 9 out of 9 on this, but you should put a card. You should put an end screen. If you're going to do closed captions, it specifies manual. There is an AI that will do these for you, but manual is always better. You can add punctuation. You can help people who may be hearing impaired actually understand what the context. Even if the AI gets all the words right, it doesn't do a great job at the context. So manual captions, taking the time to do that, maybe something you want to consider is have you enabled monetization, everything like that. So you have the score and you have the checklist. This is these are two keeping you honest tabs. So there you go. That was a good catch. And of course, if you like any of the videos that kind of rank over here, that are in the similar niche, we can grab their tags too. It's the fact that Minecraft is here kind of tells me that, oh, I forgot to put Minecraft over here, so maybe I should include that in my tags because that'd be kind of silly not to. So things like that. It's always good to check these out too. All right. So I'm sorry for not zooming in the whole time. I forgot to do that, but I think everyone could see. All right.
I just want to add one of the things I do as a final pass on my videos as they're uploaded, and this is why I think time codes are another thing that, again, keep you honest. I will watch through the video and then add the time codes at that point. And as I'm watching through the video for a final time, I can just make sure that there's no errors. So then I can fix them at this point before it goes live. So right now I'll be watching the video, I'll be putting in the timestamps, and also often in my videos, I reference another video that you should watch. And so I'll be adding the cards and then the end screens as well. So that's just my final part of the upload process before it's set to unlisted or it goes live.
I just want to show people what this section, like how it works real quick. This is a YouTube feature. Here's my process for this. So the video's uploaded. You've done everything else. The last thing I always worry about is the time codes, timestamps, whatever you want to call them, chapters. This is how these days when you watch a video on YouTube, a lot of new videos are broken up. The timeline's broken up into sections. That's how I'm going to show you how to do that real quick. So what I would do is I would hit play, and the video's going, and the sound's off right now. I would also go ahead and speed it up to ×2. You already know what's happening in this video.
Oh yeah.
And I would just speed it up. And what I'm looking for here is a couple things. So first, to make this work, you need to put 0. A lot of people do intro. Don't do that.
I do that, Dan. Why?
Oh, sorry. Sorry to burst your bubble. A lot of people don't watch intros. So by admitting that the beginning of the video is nothing, you're just allowing them to skip. Right.
What a good point that is. So what are you going to put in there instead, Dan?
I'm going to give credit there to Nate from Channel Makers, because I was watching him earlier and he said that, and I'm like, I'm already not putting intro, but that's a great reason. So instead of that, if you can't think of anything, literally put the title of the video.
Title in, yeah. I'm doing that from now on. I've learned something from this live stream, Dan. Good point.
Oh, well, I'm glad I can help. So you have to put 0 to make this work. Correct. Otherwise, your chapters won't appear. So 0:00. And then you can go wild with timestamps. So I'm going to watch the video for a little bit, blah, blah, blah. I kind of know what I'm looking for. Aha, the first mod. What a great place for a chapter. All right. And this is how I would do this. So we know it's at 0:17. And I would type in, I wouldn't just type in coffee mod. I would type in Minecraft coffee mod at the very least. Make little keywords out of this. Because if someone Googles Minecraft coffee mod, Google may actually show not only your video, but this section of the video. So keep that in mind when you're making these chapters. And I would just go through, in this case, it's a very easy task as a top 5 video. Just find the moment where I put the text on the screen, oh, there's another mod. So I would do the next timestamp all the way through from 0 to 5
There is a counter argument to this as well, Dan, in that maybe you're revealing too much information, because as well as nobody watching the intro, maybe some people aren't interested in a Minecraft coffee mod. So some people suggest putting in Minecraft mod number 1. So you know that there's an update or a change in the content of a video, but you don't strictly know what it is. Again, I feel as if there's good arguments for both sides of that, and I just tell people what part of the chapter, what's going on in that video chapter. But maybe you could leave it with a bit of mystery and intrigue.
That's a good point. You could do some intrigue, like here. So let's just pretend we already. No, here, I'll just put the next one. Sorry. 103 is a very specific mod called Mr. Crayfish's vehicle mod. Instead, how to drive in Minecraft.
Yeah.
So how do you drive in Minecraft? Oh, there's a mod for that. Why don't I click ahead to that part of the video? So this is how you get your chapters in the video. If I hit save now and we go and click the link and watch this on YouTube, please mute. Please mute. Thank you. You can see the sections broken out here. And
Beautiful.
That's our chapters.
And then click on top 5 Minecraft. So you see in the time, click that.
And then we got the chapters.
Top right-hand corner. There you go.
So usually there's a thumbnail, but I think it's because the video is privated right now. But anyway, so you can scroll through chapters this way. Don't be afraid to use chapters. This is I would personally say YouTube wants you to use these because it's more engagement. People are engaging with the video. They're interested enough to not only look at the video, but say, ooh, what's this one? Ooh, what's this one? So don't be afraid to use these and worrying about watch time. Because YouTube's own AI is going to start adding them for you, which is, always something to watch out for. All right. I think we covered everything.
I wanted you to do something for me. And Dan,
sure.
While I was thinking about
on
it. Can
that
you
page?
bring up the screen? Yeah. Can you bring it up and go back to the studio if you can?
We go back to the studio.
I've decided I want to change something if I can. So bring it back up on the screen. And then can you go to settings? I want to change one of our upload defaults. because I've decided I don't like the word time code. So can you change it to video chapters in capitals? And then, so, you know, next time we upload a video, please don't add that. I'm going to have to delete it every time, Dan. But yeah, if you save that, now it says video chapters, and I think that might be better than time codes. Sounds a little too industrial, does that? Yeah, you can put it in that video. I don't care.
All right. I'm just going to undo changes there. So there you go. Now you're ready to upload it to your audience. The end of that part of the stream.
Let's summarize in the fact that we've spent a considerable amount of time here talking about the video upload process. And that's because it is very, very important. YouTube doesn't end when you press render. And I mean, it still doesn't end when you press publish, but that point after making the video and then pitching that video to the YouTube platform is absolutely crucial. And we've gone through tons of little parts of the upload process there. So do spend time on that. I generally recommend that you should always give yourself at least 2 hours between upload and publish, just so that you can get all of the metadata correct, and you can allow YouTube to process a video, and just like, you know, take a deep breath and make sure you really want to publish this video, and then obviously press publish, unless of course it is time sensitive content, in which case you just need to get out as quickly as possible.
Thank you for that. I'm so what do you call it? I'm obsessed with that whole process of uploading. I am always tweaking videos. I never let them go live. I never schedule them without going back into the editor after I've uploaded them, and I just comb over everything. And that is thanks to tools like vidIQ, because it gives me all this extra cool stuff to compare my videos to, you know, out in the wild where they're going to end up. And yes, maybe when I'm a new YouTuber, they're not going to rank at the very top of search unless I'm really good or I'm covering a topic that's just really underserved. But I'm going to use the other creators out there to learn from them. You know, they're making really nice thumbnails. They're making really well thought out titles. What can I learn from those? It's really important not to take the upload process for granted.
I have one final bonus tip for you that I've just remembered. So Dan, please bring up the screen one more time.
Okay.
And as you well noted, people tend to find our videos before they go live, because that's something fun to do for everyone. So this video, it says how to get noticed. Can you just go into it?
Edit?
Well, go to the watch page.
Oh.
So you can click on the video link.
I was going to, yeah. I don't know why I did that.
So one final thing you might want to, well, there's probably a couple of final things you might want to do, but this is the one thing I remember right now. Scroll down, Dan, so we can get to the comments. Make sure you leverage more opportunities to promote your content or somebody else's content, or, you know, have a question of the day. You can pin a comment. Some people prefer to pin comments from the community. Sometimes we do that. Whatever you choose to do, make sure that you take advantage of that pinned comments, because when people start engaging with this video, the pinned comment is going to be the first thing that they see. So make sure that it has extra value for your audience. In this case, we're going to tell people to go raid the Creator Insider video that my video is based off of. But we've also included the timestamps again, because the timestamps were sometimes hidden under the description. So it's just a second opportunity for people to go and look at that. And as you can see, there are several people who find these videos unlisted and post comments there. And I have actually made a thumbnail which is going to start acknowledging these people, but I haven't uploaded it on this one.
That was a fantastic bonus tip. I neglect that pinned comment for myself too. So I'm bad about that. I need to get better about that.
There you are, folks. You know how to upload a video now. Please do re-watch this part of the live stream. Or if you want to have a very concise version, although it doesn't include everything we've talked about today, I think you can search for how to upload a YouTube video, vidIQ. And we've got a similar video that may help you as well. And there might be some more tips in there. I can't remember. I made it about a year ago now.
Yeah. All right, so let's get into some Q&A. We're here to
Let's
answer
do
your
this.
questions. If you have questions about uploading your videos, getting them discovered, some of our vidIQ tools, or something else that's just been on your mind about YouTube, feel free. We like to start with hashtag question because it helps your question stand out. There's a lot of conversation going on in chat, and we just want to know when you're specifically trying to address us with your question. So that really helps us out. I appreciate everyone using all caps too. That also helps in the part that says question.
Yeah, don't shout the question, please.
Yeah, don't shout the question. Let's see.
What I'm also going to do is I'm going to enable slow mode. So this is going to prevent you from posting lots of comments. It's not because we don't like you. It's because chat goes very, very fast at this point. It's scrolling all of the time and we're trying to read through comments. So I'm going to set it. I'm going to try. I know this is going to sound a bit extreme, but I'm going to set it at 90 seconds today. Just to see how, if it doesn't work, I'll reduce it. But yeah, let's see what we do with 90 seconds here. So please choose your moment carefully to ask the question.
So
right,
Slavgard asks, is it possible to show the chapters without putting it in the description? I don't believe it is. You don't think the pinned comment works for that, right?
Don't think so. No, I think it has to be in the description.
Yeah. So you could put it wherever you want in the description. If you don't want it super visible for some reason, you could put it all the way at the bottom. But, you do need it in there. All right.
Let us show you as well why this is getting more important to do this. Share my screen. And I will share that screen. So, how to delete a video. Thankfully, right now, the video snippet is one of our videos, which is brilliant to see. But on many Google searches, when there is no video snippet, you'll see this section and it does this. It's starting to add key moments. And if there's no chapters, I think YouTube's or Google's AI will guess. So you get stuff like scroll down to the video areas, which is a terrible key moment. You'd want to choose what you want to say there. So that's why key moments are getting more and more important. And I think all of these are just random ones from several years ago. Yeah. But it's good to see that ours is at the top as well.
Yeah, this is all really good practice. It's all about giving your viewer the best experience they can have. And if that means adding some chapters and allowing them to kind of jump ahead if they want to, that's actually good. You've given the viewer a better experience. They're more likely to subscribe, in my opinion, because you were thoughtful with your content. So
I just want to say as well, thank you, vidIQ family. I think I've now trained you to like the live streams without asking, because we have 217 people watching, 212 people have liked. So the next thing I want to train you to do is share the live stream. So just scroll the mouse over to the share button, click share, and please share it wherever you can, because I'm starting to wonder whether that is a really valuable engagement metric, because how many people share stuff? And you only share stuff with your friends and family when you want those people to feel the same way you felt about something that you watched, whether you were entertained, engaged, emotionally triggered in some way. And so, yeah, I think the share button could be powerful, but I've got no data to prove that. That's just my own theory, given what I've been watching from YouTube recently.
So I'm seeing a lot of good questions here. I'm having trouble choosing, to be honest. Let's see here. I'm going to start with this one. I think, even though it calls for a little speculation, unless that was not the one I was looking at. But let's see. In videos, you often say YouTube doesn't really care about subscribers. Do you think this will start to have an effect on monetization rules in the future? So a certain CTR instead of 1,000 subscribers. So yeah, a little bit of speculation here.
No, I don't think it's going to change that. I think YouTube still needs some data to go off of, and I think if you had, I think there's quite a difference between subscribers and watch time. And so, if you changed it from subs and watch time to views and watch time, those metrics are too similar, I think. And I just think through experience, YouTube recognizes that it is possible to potentially gain one of those, get loads of subs really easily through sub for sub, or get loads of watch time really easily from one viral video. But to get both requires, I guess, different engagement from your audience. So I think subs is still going to stay the same in terms of monetization, although it might be different for YouTube Shorts. I still curious as to how YouTube are going to monetize Shorts and what the requirements are going to be for Shorts, because it's an entirely different ball game. And as you saw in a recent video I made, by just moving the subscribe button around the YouTube Shorts page, that seriously impacted how creators gain subscribers, because maybe they were overpowered in Shorts.
I want to
it's an interesting conversation. Go ahead, Dan. Go ahead.
Yeah, I want to talk about that too, because that that change they made to the subscribe button in Shorts got me on like a whole thought process the other day. And here's kind of my thought. If somebody now subscribes from a YouTube Short, to me, that subscriber might be more valuable than they once were, because the button used to be bright red. It used to be very clickable right there at the bottom in the middle. Now they've moved it down and it's grayed out, so it's not as clickable. So if you want to subscribe to a channel after watching one of their shorts, you have to look for the button. You have to kind of think about it. It's not just there in front of your face. And my opinion is now a short subscriber, because of that change, could in theory then mean more if they went looking for that button. Now, is that what people are actually doing? Are they looking for that button? I don't know, but it was just kind of an interesting thought. And then it got me thinking, if that's the case, could YouTube do more to make subscribers to a channel more relevant again? It used to be that the tab for channels you subscribe to, it was just more obvious. When you subscribe to a channel, all their videos were there. And slowly over time, YouTube kind of moved that away because it was more valuable for them to show you all this recommended content, from all over the website. So how do you are then subscribers valuable at all? And I think YouTube's trying different things. So if you're going to bother to subscribe to somebody, you're going to mean it. You know what I mean?
I also want to add that I don't think this is anything new. I think YouTube, in terms of its discovery of content, hasn't really cared about subscribers for years at this point. I'm just starting to accept that more as a creator. And if you watch the Creator Insider videos about discovery, I don't think they mention subscribers at all in terms of what determines how your content is shared and how viewers are presented with different types of videos. I'm trying to remember, and I've made that statement in my own video, in that YouTube don't mention subscribers once. I'm pretty sure they don't. I'm just accepting now. I think subscribers are so much a vanity metric at this point that I reckon, and again, this is speculation, if YouTube could get rid of subscribers, they would do, but it would cause such a huge monumental shift in the way YouTube is perceived by creators, viewers, and businesses, opportunities, and whatnot, that it just can't be done right now. It's too ingrained in the creator.
I tend to agree. So, just applied for monetization. What are things I should be aware of? I will tell you that the process can take, by YouTube's own admission, about a month.
Can take 6 hours as well. It can be very quick.
I will also share that my secret channel just hit that the other day, and this morning I woke up to it being monetized. So that was really fun.
Congratulations.
Yeah, thanks. So with that, I can speak to this from experience, because I spent the early part of my morning monetizing all the content on that channel. And I don't know if there's anything glaring you should be aware of that isn't already said by YouTube. It actually does a really good job of walking you through the process. First, what you'll notice is every video now has a grayed out little money icon, because they're not monetized by default. And there'll be a banner at the top that says, do you want to monetize all your videos? And you can go ahead, monetize all your videos, and then set the setting we showed you earlier in your upload defaults. It's right in front of you. You can say, do you want mid-rolls in your videos? So on and so forth. So set that, hit save, whatever. It'll monetize all your videos for you if that's what you choose to do. And you just need to, if you're worried, do some research about COPPA, which is when you mark your video made for kids or not. Do some research about YouTube's guidelines. The ad suitability tab we showed you just a little while ago is a great source for that. Next time you go to monetize a video, upload a video, go through that and be honest and check off things that, oh, I swore a lot in this video, I should probably check that off. And it might limit your ads, but that's okay. You want to be honest. That's how you play it safe on YouTube, is with honesty. You're allowed to cuss on YouTube. It just might change an advertiser's perspective, and that's just how it is. What do you think?
Meow Muna, you've been accepted into the YouTube Partner Program. Hopefully at this point by now, a human has reviewed your channel and they deem it acceptable for monetization. So generally speaking, continue doing what you've been doing to reach monetization. I think I did have a quick look at the video in the back channel in the background. I can't remember if this was with you, Dan, or it was a channel audit, but I think they're a reaction video channel for something that is Mnet Kingdom. Because I remember asking them a question about this series, I think, is ending soon and how they pivot. And it seems to be linked to K-pop, BTS. I think I could be wrong about all of this. So there is the potential headache of copyright if you're reacting to it. But again, we'd need to investigate the videos in more detail. And as I say, if you've been accepted into the YouTube Partner Program, you've been accepted into the YouTube Partner Program. Well done. Just continue doing what you've been doing.
Yep. Absolutely. Congratulations. All right. In the past, I used to post Roblox videos, and I privated every video. Should I unprivate them? Because they gave me a lot of views and likes and all that. My question back to you is, are you still doing Roblox content on your channel? Because if you're not, then no. I would also recommend don't ever private stuff, unlist it. Otherwise, it really messes with all the metrics everywhere. But no, if those videos were bringing you a lot of new viewers and potentially subscribers, you're basically inviting a whole bunch of people to subscribe and never come back, because your current content is not what they originally subscribed for. So it's better to, if those older videos are carrying an older section of your channel, it's better to put those in the past. What do you think?
I would agree. And I'm just trying to think what to say, Dan. I had it in my head and it kind of drifted away as I was thinking about something else. If there is some crossover between the old content and the new content, like let's say you used to post Roblox videos and they did really well, and now maybe you're doing Minecraft high pixel bed wars, then there is some crossover there, Dan, isn't there? So I think your audience would be okay. Perhaps you'll need to check the data as well, new viewers and return viewers. See if people are coming in through those videos that are getting lots of views and then returning for your current content. So again, the data is going to tell you a lot about that. But if you're a channel that's doing Roblox in the past and now you're doing, let's say, wrestling content, or like not even gaming content anymore, or a completely different game, then yeah, you may want to, as Dan says, unlist rather than private. Can we just halt at this point for a second, Dan? Because my alarm just went off, and I set that specifically because I forgot to do this last week, but I do want people to try and do this every single week if they can, and if they want to. I'm just going to make sure that this screen is working in the background. Bear with me 1 second. I just need to press a button and make sure it's working. All right, beautiful stuff. So we want to celebrate your achievements every single week through one of the free vidIQ tools that we have. And that is the achievements tool down here. So I'm just going to click it. And this will give you a brief overview of some of the recent milestones that you've hit on your channel, plus what you're going to hit soon. Like apparently we're going to hit 65 million views in 3 days, which is astonishing. And I want to celebrate that with our community. So I'm going to press this button and generate certificates. And with that certificate, you can print it out if you want to, as I've done with many of my certificates, or you can share it on socials, and you would do it as simple as that. Now, what I would like you to do, if you're going to do this, is just add hashtag vidIQ milestone as that hashtag. And later on, what we are going to do, as we have done in the past, is off and then discard that and then do a search. We'll do a shout out of some of his milestones, maybe in the next 30 minutes. If you're okay with that, Dan, and we'll just like,
Yeah.
hey, this guy hit 300 views. COD Ghost, well done. I don't know if he's watching this live stream, but for those of you who are all watching this live stream, do so now, and I'll refresh this list a little bit later. So I just wanted to add that to celebrate your YouTube success. And now we can bring up the next question.
And if you're not following us over on Twitter, it's probably a good idea as well. There's all kinds of not only valuable tweets over there, but you get the opportunity to potentially get picked for a free channel audit on Tuesdays, thanks to various games that our community manager loves to play on Twitter with the audience. Sometimes that involves making a meme or just captioning something. He's very, very clever. Every week it's something new. So if you have been trying to get your channel audited, Twitter can be a really great source for that.
Let's find some more questions. I think you've picked them all so far, Dan.
Yes,
by all means, pick another one. But I'm looking for one as well.
All right. And it gets really quiet.
I think we'll try this one.
Oh.
Is jumping from game to game, experimenting to find an audience, a good strategy? Dan, you've made videos about this in the past. So what are your thoughts?
In general, we say, yeah, if you're trying to find your way on YouTube to varying degrees, then sure, try some of the different games you love. The problem is if all those games are so different from one another, what I've been worried about with telling people this strategy is that I don't want it to cause more confusion than it needs to. Because if one of those videos takes off, like that's really cool. Sometimes that's the one you were hoping wouldn't take off, and now you're kind of like, well, do I make my channel about this? There's another concern I have, is that if you post a whole bunch of random videos, could any of them take off? Because your whole channel is just about all these different games and all these different topics, and there's too much going on. So YouTube doesn't really have a good idea of who to share the content with. So maybe you won't learn anything. It's good to test it. And if you don't know what you're doing on YouTube anyway, you might as well. But just don't be too discouraged if none of the data pans out. Do it more for yourself than for YouTube to kind of hopefully have one of those videos take off. Because like Rob said earlier, there's no guarantees on YouTube. So do it to learn the process. Do it to learn what you love making content about. But ultimately, if you can niche down, the sooner the better.
All right, and let's take another one here from Game Night 54. Should thumbnails follow a specific color scheme or follow more of the individual topics of the videos? Generally speaking, I think it's good to have consistency in your thumbnails, whether that be through color scheme, design, even the font that you use, or whether you're using yourself on the thumbnails as a hero or a character. What you want to try and achieve here is a viewer seeing a thumbnail and saying, oh yeah, I know who that's from. I know it's from this creator, and I know I like his stuff, so I'm going to watch it anyway. For example, MKBHD, he literally reviewed a color last week. Apple released a new iPhone. Well, no, they didn't release a new iPhone. They released a new color. And, Marquez admitted this in the video itself, but I still clicked on it because I saw his thumbnail. I'm like, I'm going to watch anything that MKBHD does. So it doesn't necessarily have to be a specific color, although I think that does help. It's just making your thumbnails identifiable with you as a brand always helps. Having said that, always be experimenting. I know there are a couple of thumbnails on our channel that don't sometimes follow the norm. One that I remember recently was, should I quit YouTube? And I felt I had to have more of a cinematic look to it, a bit more whimsical, like looking off into the sunset type of thing. And that didn't really fit our blue, purple, green arrows, red YouTube logo type of thing. So there was a bit of a switch there, and that seemed to work. So don't be afraid to test. I think I've said this before, and I'm going to continue to say this. Your YouTube channel is not made out of glass. If you make one mistake, it's not going to shatter on the floor into pieces. And it's not an exam. You don't fail it the first time you try something, and you're never going to have another chance. So always be willing to test.
And I wouldn't put too many colors in your thumbnail. Try to, you know, too many like big, you know, bold colors. Try to keep, you know what I'm trying to say, Rob? Don't make your thumbnail all sorts of like blue, green, yellow, red, white. Like some consistency, I guess, is it's hard. That worked out in my head better, but trying to say it was a struggle.
I generally recommend only using three dominant colors in each thumbnail. I'm just sorry, Dan. I'm going to use your non-secret channel as an example here.
All right,
because I think it's a good general example of how each of your thumbnails don't necessarily match a color scheme, but the way they're designed, and especially the font and text that you use, you pretty much know that this is a Vortac video just from seeing the big Minecraft item and that white blocky cartoony text. And there's a consistency, even though sometimes the colors represent the landscape of a Minecraft video, whether it's greens or orangey whites for sand, or browns and greens for forest and that type of thing. But you can pretty much tell straight away, without thinking too much about the thumbnails, this is a Vortac video.
Yeah, it's easy to have that consistency too when you find like a template you kind of like, so you're always kind of using the same text and things like that. I've got a question here. It's pretty interesting. How often should you put mid-roll ads for max viewer satisfaction and revenue? I heard that around every 4 minutes is the
to answer the first part. None. Max viewer satisfaction means no adverts.
Yep. What are your experiences with manual post mid-roll ads?
Yeah. I have none because we don't advertise on vidIQ. So over to you, Dan.
I thought it was an interesting question because I've given a lot of thought to this. I don't like ads in general on YouTube. I just haven't pulled the trigger on YouTube Premium just yet. I have a lot of monthly paid services, so I don't know if I want to add that one just for some ad relief. But when a video has a mid-roll, there's a good chance I'm not going to put up with that, and it takes me right out of the video. And if a video has multiple mid-rolls, I'm probably not even going to finish watching it. If I see many yellow dots in the timeline, like, well, this is just something I already know. This video is 20 minutes long, and now it's an unknown amount of time thanks to all the mid-rolls. So I'm out. Thank you, though. You've asked the two most bitter people, I think, about mid-roll ads this question, but there is probably a best practice, and I'm very curious to know what that is. I've never heard every 4 minutes. To me, that seems very, very excessive. I would honestly, regardless of the length of your video, put no more than one, but that's just my opinion.
Experiment. It will be my answer to that. If you've heard that 4 minutes is the sweet spot, well, hell, try adding mid-rolls every 4 minutes and see how your audience retention fluctuates.
Yep. I think ads are generally accepted, especially pre-rolls, post-rolls, but mid-rolls are one that, remember when YouTube made that change where they automatically made every video after 8 minutes include mid-rolls? And there's a whole kerfuffle about that. That's because creators and viewers alike were like, no, I didn't want that. And so mid-rolls, I think, are a sore spot in the ad viewing, tolerance of folks. All right.
We should get a we're looking for a question music bed, like just automatically plays when we're looking at the camera and then all of a sudden both of us just look into the bottom right hand corner of our screens.
Does YouTube's criteria of recommending a live video differ from dealing with regular upload? We know we know the community posts have different AI. What about YouTube Live? Shorts do too. Yeah, and Rob, it looks like was pulling something up right now. So this is
works. It might not.
We just looked at my channel a second ago, and you'll notice that I've put not very good thumbnails, but thumbnails on my live streams, and I try to make them relevant to whatever it is I'm streaming that day, and I try to make them different. And it's still important because on Twitch, you don't have any searchability at all, but on YouTube, you do. And live streams like to appear towards the top when they're live. So yes, it is a different algorithm because some live streams do get kind of different real estate. There's another section of YouTube I showed off in a video recently where you can actually go into like the gaming section and you can view only the live streams that are live right now, which you couldn't do if they weren't live, obviously. So
I've done a bit of a specific search here, but how to upload and optimize YouTube. We're currently ranking second for that search term because the video is live right now. But generally speaking, once the live stream has ended, the ranking tends to tank. The one person I've seen master this in terms of going live with something and then it rank afterwards is Sean Cannell and Think Media. They're brilliant at it. They'll make a 40-minute video on like how to rank on YouTube as a live stream, and then it will still have traction after the live stream. Whether that's because they're editing it down or because just Sean is such a fantastic communicator and the videos get awesome watch time, I don't know. But if you want to see an example of a channel that's able to rank with live streams after search that isn't a gaming channel, then check out Think Media.
All right. How do you get new viewers to stay on your channel and get the returning viewers to keep on returning? So this is going to come down to you and your connection with your audience and the type of content you make. So if you would like new viewers to stay, offer value, never hurts to ask them to subscribe. And when you do, let them know why they should, subscribe for Minecraft tutorials every single week. It could be that simple. Do you have any practical tips?
One word: consistency. Consistently give your audience new content, of course, that fits their watching habits. Give them content that consistently delivers on your value and consistently hits their shared value and shared passion with you, which is why we talk about whether you should jump from one game to another and whether you should be a vlogging channel that one day is talking about productivity and the next day is going to a soccer game. Like, is there consistency there in the topics that you're talking about, or is it a consistency of your personality and so on and so forth? So the simple answer to that is consistency. But don't get me wrong, that's very hard. Being consistent and constantly delivering, even we here at vidIQ struggle with that to a certain extent. But it is, if you can unlock that, then you become one of the YouTube superstars.
It's why I tell people to be careful about committing yourself to daily uploads. If that's something that's going to be a struggle for you, that's going to bust your consistency like after a couple good solid weeks of daily uploads. So try to pick a schedule for yourself that jives with your day-to-day life.
All right. I don't know if people are going to be able to see this, but I'm setting my timer for 10 minutes now. I'm going to start it. Is it? There we go. All right. I've started the timer. I don't know if you can see that. So in 10 minutes. Every time I stop looking at the watch, the timer just turns off. So
I saw it. It's there.
9 minutes and 50 seconds to share your achievements, and then we'll do some shout outs.
All right. Question. How long should you stay on one game?
Forever.
Mm-hmm. As long as you possibly can. If you're a channel that plays a lot of different games, you need to ask yourself, would you subscribe to that channel? And be honest, would you come back when that channel switches games? Switching games is akin to switching topics. It'd be like if vidIQ went from YouTube education to purely doing Instagram education. We got tired of giving YouTube advice and we said, all right, now we're just going to give advice on Instagram. A lot of people are here for YouTube advice and consistent YouTube advice. If we were to just switch topics like that, even though it's still growth advice, it's not about the platform that they're trying to work on. It's the same with people who like games. So that's the really just hard truth answer for you.
Emoji Gamer Girl asks, do you recommend a thumbnail maker? Should I spend lots of time on thumbnails? So I'm going to try and give you my 3 thoughts on thumbnails. However important you think thumbnails are right now, they're twice as important. However long you're spending on your thumbnails, spend twice as long. However complex your thumbnails currently are, make them half as complex or make them 2 times as simple. I haven't quite figured out that part of my thumbnail spiel right now. In terms of thumbnail makers, I think if you're going to get something that's going to help you a lot to begin with, Canva is a good starting point. Although I think Ben Levitt did mention, which is quite interesting in Channel Audits last week, that if you do use something like Canva, you've got to realize that automatically your thumbnails are very similar to a lot of other thumbnails.
Mm-hmm.
Like in a thumbnail, in a Fortnite space, many of the thumbnails are very similar because people copy each other. So you do have to be aware of that. But if you want to take it to the next level, you're going to start making thumbnails manually. Through a lot of hard work and frustration, I've got to a semi-competent level with Photoshop. And well, it's a combination of Photoshop and Snagit. But what I do to help me is I always have a template thumbnail to begin with. It changes quite a lot from that template, but it allows for consistency and allows me to use the same text and that type of thing. And as with content creation, your thumbnail game will just develop over time. But yeah, I'm not going to say spend lots and lots of time on thumbnails, but dedicate more of your available time to thumbnails than what you're probably spending right now. And that is a generalization. And some people may spend too long on thumbnails and make them far too complicated. So you've also got to consider that as well. Fine balance. I think Dan's, again, a good example of his Vortex thumbnails that look relatively simple and clean. But I guess, Dan, you probably spend a lot of time getting the right screenshot and then just positioning everything on screen. So you're not necessarily spending too long drawing or making design or making tons of elements, but how it looks at postage stamp size or thumbnail size is probably what you're thinking about there.
Yeah, when I'm for live streams, admittedly, I could spend more time on those, but it's just like I want something there, but they're kind of,
same with shorts as well. You
right.
kind of feel as if you want a thumbnail there, but how long are you going to spend on it? Because how important is it?
For my shorts, I'll literally take a still from the short, but before I condense it into the vertical format, and I'll just zoom in on one part of that I think looks interesting. For a regular YouTube video, though, yeah, like I try to take a few screenshots of different things in the game. I like to take my character, cut him out. A lot of times I'll start with the character head to toe, only to realize, wow, that doesn't, he doesn't nearly take up enough space, and I'll zoom him in from like waist up. And it looks a lot more epic. There's no need to have, this is what we talk about when simplifying them. You only need a couple of really, really big elements on your thumbnail for it to look like like it stands out. You don't have to be a crazy graphic designer, a crazy talented graphic designer either. Just keep your thumbnail simple and do things to make it stand out. Make sure that we like to talk about blurring the background because you don't want this really fine detail background and then a fine detail character or something in front of it because you don't know what to focus on. But blurring the background allows the eye to focus on what you want people to focus on. Like if it's you making a YouTuber face or something like that.
DJ Fibs question, random tip for a type beat channel. I have no idea what a type beat channel is. So can you do a tutorial for an idiot like me to introduce type beat channels to the world? That would be my potential suggestion. Dan, do you know what a type beat channel is?
The only thing that comes to mind is this music is a beat that sounds like Drake or something like that. It's the type of beat, but that's me purely guessing off of that.
There you are. So a couple of channels here on tutorials on type beats. One of them here with 30,000 views, another with 12,000 views. Yeah, that might be a good way of introducing new people. I know that might not be a great suggestion, but I honestly don't know what type beat channels are. This is where we need George again to help us with our music questions.
Yeah. I clicked on a question. It's not coming up. That's not the question I was trying to click on, but that's a very, very, very vague question.
Dan has answers on this, though, with the most popular videos on YouTube regarding that topic.
Yeah, look up how to start a gaming channel 2021. Our video will pop up, and that's how I'm going to answer that question. This is the one I was trying to click on.
Let's just bask in our own glory for a second here, Dan. There you go. Ranked number 1, ranked number 4, ranked number 7. Lots more rankings here. Are we still top creator? Yeah, there we go. There we go. You're welcome, YouTube.
You're welcome. You're welcome, everybody. If you have a general question about how to grow a gaming channel, that's the video we're going to recommend. But if you have a specific question, please feel free. So do videos without voice, get subscribers and views. I'm going to say it really depends on the content. Generally, we tell people if they can put their personality in the video any way they can. That the most unique thing about you is that there's only one you. So if you want to stand out on YouTube, put the you in YouTube. Sorry about the puns. But for real, it really does help if you can be present in the video. There sometimes people make tutorials and they'll use like the robot voice because they don't want to talk, so they use one of those speech to text things. You could time how fast I'll click away from that video, and I'll probably break some kind of world record. I can't watch a tutorial video where it's a robot a person made it, but a robot is speaking. It's just so distracting. If it's a gameplay video and you want to do no commentary gameplay, you're going to be fighting with some of the top channels out there that release content specifically for people who just want to see the gameplay and only a couple minutes of it to decide if they're going to buy a game. I don't think a whole channel like that could grow. Do you have any thoughts on this?
There is certainly a place on YouTube for what are called faceless channels, or non-commentary channels, or channels which is just like relaxation music and from stock images, etc., etc., etc. Having said that, I think what Dan and I will always advocate is be as original as you can, because I think in the spirit of YouTube, the platform wants as many original creators as possible. So not that we want to dissuade you from using stock footage and like reuse content, etc., etc. I think just we've gone through those many years of content creation where we're creating original stuff and not seeing any reward, but eventually finding some modicum of success. And we want every other creator to be able to enjoy that, because the more original you are, the more you are the brand or the business, as opposed to relying on third-party content and then all of a sudden YouTube flicking a switch and something changes in that sense. Because I guess ultimately you want to be taking yourself off YouTube as a personality or a brand or as a skill or a service, and you're gonna have more chance of doing that when you have a lot of originality in your content and yourself. Sorry, that feels a bit waffly, and that's a somewhat of a personal opinion as well, because I know there are other YouTube educators out there who do suggest creating faceless channels. I think by all means, go ahead, get the education you need from them. I just have no experience with it, so I would find it very difficult to tell you how to do that successfully. My alarm's going down. My alarm's going down. So, sorry. Do you want to say anything else?
Yeah, just on that topic. Follow the trend within the niche, because you said faceless channels. There are some topics where your voice is certainly required for success, but your face might not. People, like horror games, you really want a face cam. You know what I mean? Like you want to see the reaction of the person getting scared to death in their horror game. But certain other games, you may not need your face, especially if your personality over the mic really shines through, So look at the niche you're in and see what's successful for others and kind of learn from that.
All right, then. My alarm went, so let's do some hashtag vidIQ milestones and celebrate your success. Let's just zoom in here. Hopefully, is my Zoom going to work? Come on. Well, you can see it. There we go. Going very slowly. All right, so gaming with Shauraya YT. Apologies, as always, if I pronounce your channel name wrong. And we're not doing channel reviews today, but we will celebrate 1,000 subscribers, so you're at least one half of the way towards monetization, and 100,000 views for you there. Well done.
Nice.
Who's this, Dan? Oh, hang on. I don't want to do the full thing. There we go.
100 subscribers for Toulouv, or I don't know. I'm sorry.
I think, is it Toolvu2? Toolvu2.
Toolvo2, maybe. Anyway.
Congratulations to another channel we can't pronounce. Yeah. I am going to congratulate Nedro Mima with 17,500 views there. And I'm also going to congratulate Short Reviews, who's just uploaded 50 videos. So that should have a lot of data to analyze now. They also did a couple more with 300 comments as well there. So congratulations to you. Who's this, Dan?
Mank Shorts with 150,000 views.
Sweet.
Achieved 1 month, which is, what does this say? Something about blowing up? Kind of mind-blowing. Okay, I didn't know if they were talking about like a short that blew up or...
Awesome.
Not a big channel, but I'm proud of it. Hey, 300 subscribers and 20,000 views is something to be proud of. So, yes, thank you for sharing.
That is a hall full of people who have decided to click the red button, and a stadium full of people who've watched your content. Always remember that. Always remember that. Congratulations to Genetics with 1,000 subscribers as well and 100,000 views. We've already done that channel, I think. So let's look at this one down.
We're back to the start.
With Angelo Galamgam with 300 views. Was that the last one?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it was. All right. And so congratulations to all of you and your milestones this week. We'll do some more next week. Let's go back to some questions.
Thank you for sharing. AJ Digger, is Shorts a good way to grow or a waste of time? Does it bring new viewers to a channel, or is it not worth it overall? Kind of contradictory questions that are definitely at odds here. So it can be a waste. It can waste of time. It can be a way to grow. It can also be a waste if depending on your goals. So if the goal is to get a lot of returning viewers, and they're not coming back from your shorts, then you might consider that a waste of time. Unless your goal is to just entertain people here and there, flash in a pan video here, flash in a pan video there, and it gets 100,000 views and they never return. Well, hey, that was a success because you weren't trying to get them to return anyway. So make sure to, turn the spotlight on yourself a little bit and decide what your goals are when you're doing shorts or anything on YouTube, really. They can bring in a lot of new viewers, and a lot of people in our community have talked about how they are not returning to watch the long form content. I guess what I'll say, Rob, is that my secret channel is going to be like a year-long test of shorts and what you can do, because that channel has done the opposite, where here's what I'll tell you about it. It's covering a topic that's not as popular as some of the topics that we see all the time in shorts. I'm thinking about Minecraft, for example. Every Minecraft shorts creator that I've talked to sees the massive 90-degree spike after nothing. So they post a video, nothing, and then suddenly, kaboom, 90-degree angle, and then nothing again. Then they post long-form videos and nobody comes back. Minecraft is really, really, really saturated. There's only so much real estate on shorts, and YouTube's trying to give everyone as much time as it can give them. So it's serving up hundreds of different Minecraft shorts creators, and it's no wonder these people aren't coming back to the individual channels for the shorts they watch and potentially subscribe to. The category that I've put myself in, though, is one that's very underserved in shorts, and it's working really well. Not only are people returning to the channel, but they're watching my long-form content. They're watching my live streams, and the community is growing like it would on any other YouTube channel. So it really just depends. Once again, my favorite thing to say in Vice context.
What is this secret channel, Dan? I'm surprised nobody still hasn't found it, given that we've been talking about it now for the last 6 weeks, I think. We could turn this into an existential crisis of a question and say, what's the point in YouTube? Ultimately, at the end of the day, it's still an unanswered question as to ultimately what are shorts going to mean for creators in terms of revenue and perhaps turning YouTube shorts channels specifically into some sort of business. All I've ever preached right now is an amazing opportunity to build an audience very, very fast. And Jake Fellman has proved that it can bring in a lot of viewers to the tune of about 4 million subscribers. And more importantly, I think 3.5 billion views at this point. That opportunity is quickly shrinking given the competition that's now out on YouTube Shorts. I think just going back to what Dan was talking about, am I right in saying, Dan, that YouTube Shorts has kind of reinvigorated your passion, or you've kind of discovered a new way of making content in the video space, which has kind of nourished you creatively, irrespective of whether if you ever make any money out of it? And so you've kind of done it as much for yourself as for the new audience that you've discovered.
Yeah, that's what's so cool about it is in a way it's very, very self-serving because I'm covering a topic I've kind of been curious about covering for a long time, and I get to do it in a way that I have time for, which is the biggest thing. The people who watch shorts don't really watch a lot of long form content a whole lot, because like you're talking to the TikTok generation and they're used to scrolling through videos from a lot of creators and they have a little bit of time here, a little bit of time there. And I've managed to appeal to both is like the moral of the story. But what I've done is I've said, okay, I'm going to appeal to this audience. I don't work super hard on these videos. I have a funny idea. I make a video. I have a really fun time making it. And I put it out there, and then people enjoy it. And that's, to me, it's finally like that symbiosis of what I was looking for a long time on YouTube, of like my way of creating jiving finally with, a tool on YouTube that we got that's short shelf. It's not for everybody. Some people prefer to create long form content. Some people don't like short form content like that in a vertical layout. But YouTube is so cool because it appeals to all these different people from all walks of life. So I know it was a very bloated answer, but anyway, yeah, no, to answer your question, yes.
I like the use of the word symbiosis, Dan. I approve of that. Beyond 5 asks, is having 2 niches negative for a channel? You do car stuff, work on my cars, car shows, track days, etc. And secondly, I do a karting racing videos, national and world championships. Again, the only way you're going to be able to get a true answer to this is by looking at the data. There does feel, from a layman's point of view, to be a natural crossover between these potential niches. What you may find is that you have very spiky views on your channel. And if, say, 200 people are watching your content about car shows, but only 40 people are watching the content about go-karting, then there's a clear division of a niche there. But I would perhaps even suggest that you've got about 4 different niches there in terms of cars. There's a lot of different directions a car channel could go in. Car shows, again, that's another niche. Track days, again, that's another niche. I mean, there may be some people who are really interested in sports cars and racing around a track, but have no interest in the maintenance of those cars. So there's 2 different niches there. I'm just looking at your channel in the background, and I'm seeing some videos with 1,000 views and some videos with 100 views. So clearly your audience is all over the place right now. So I'll be thinking about even narrowing it down more than what you're suggesting here, and just doing a series of videos on a particular topic that's worked well on your channel for a month, just to see what happens. Yeah, again, the argument might be is that you're niching yourself down too much, but I would already encourage building a niche audience rapidly and then branching out from that topic, rather than jumping from this thing to this thing to this thing, when your audience really can't keep up with your content given the size of your channel. That felt like a waffly answer as well, Dan, but we do that frequently here on the Q&As.
It was a good answer, and it does feel like there's a few different channels you could make out of all those different topics, even though they are already related to cars. Those are all your passions, So your choices would be if you were to see the data skewing in different ways, like, okay, people love it when I do the kart racing, but no one watches anything else, then maybe you just focus on that and you enjoy the other stuff for you as like a break from YouTube, or you make a second channel where you put the other car related content. A lot of YouTube is about you and what you have time for, and your passions. All right. Kind of. Let's see. I'm trying to. Found a question. Okay, yeah, let's do this one.
Blood Orange Burger. How does one grow as an animator, since animation takes a really long time to make, which makes it harder to stay consistent? What are your thoughts on this? What's the solution? What do you think I'm going to say here, Dan?
Oh, I'm already pulling it up.
Even though we've just butchered. Well, we kind of talked about this. Like, is it worth doing it or not? YouTube Shorts are a godsend for animators to be able to create content on a very consistent basis. And here we are. Jake Feldman is the perfect example of this. I mean, he's still working his proverbial creative nuts off, making a short every day to this quality. And he says each one takes about 8 hours to make, and yet they're only 7. Oh, he's limiting himself to 7 seconds now. Oh, has he found? Are they all 7 seconds long?
He's doing loops now. They're perfect loops. So if you're on the short shelf, it'll keep replaying, and if you're not paying attention, you'll watch the same video like 6 times.
Oh, now I may need to ask him about that and see how it's impacted his audience retention.
Yeah, I've been very curious to know, because he's been doing that for a while now.
Yeah, but yeah, they allow you to make content much more frequently. I'm still want Jake, but he's terrified of doing this, like turning this into a compilation of videos to have some long form content, or just experimenting with 1 2-minute animation to see what happens. But he's sticking to the shorts routine right now. I think, in summary, Blood Orange Burger, if you haven't tested shorts yet with your animation content, do so now while there is a shrinking window of opportunity within the YouTube Shorts world as more competition comes into the area.
Yeah, and if you find that shorts aren't your jam, one thing I like to recommend is, you have your core animation video, and then in between you maybe make a behind the scenes video. Maybe you do a tutorial on how you animate. Maybe you do a live stream where you're animating, but you're also answering some questions. There's a lot of different things you can do to kind of engage with your community in the meantime. Or maybe your pattern is simply 1 video a month. And as long as you're consistent on that, that's not wrong. But shorts is a really cool opportunity to make very short animations and put them out there more consistently.
Barnabas Junction, best form of adding content. So I guess main upload, would mean video on demand, premieres, or live streams. I think YouTube is still rooted to the upload a video to YouTube and allow your viewer to watch it whenever they want to. And that's the foundation of YouTube, and that's how we upload most of ours. Premieres are something that I still can't really work out. I'm still nervous about testing it, but maybe I should. And the concept of a premiere is that you're releasing something big and exciting, and you're building up to it over a couple of weeks. We know that premieres seem to damage content previously, but I don't know if the data is still the same there. And again, generally speaking, live streams outside of the gaming world are for your community. This is why we've been talking to you and answering your questions directly for the last hour, and why we will continue to do so. But those are all generalizations. One thing you're missing out here, which is super powerful right now, is the community tab. That allows you to stay in touch with your audience on multiple times a day if you want to. And it's a very simple thing to post. It takes you 5 minutes. So if you have access to that, think about how you can leverage the community tab as well, which Dan, again, on his secret channel, has been doing very successfully.
That's true. It's a pretty cool place over there, by the way. Let's see here.
Let's answer this one. Which is more important, audience retention in seconds or audience retention in percentage? So I've got a video coming out about this tomorrow, where YouTube talk about the discovery, and they just mention, like, in terms of some of the key indicators of a video performance are audience retention and average view duration. So they just list them both. So my answer is yes.
I guess you have to wait for that video.
Well, I mean, I don't think you're ever going to get an answer from YouTube on this. So I'm just saying it's both. The answer is both.
Let's see here. Let's see. Sorry, I know we're being quiet. We're just looking for the next question.
I would say don't bother with the discussion tab. Dempsey J illustrations, because I think it's just a way to message each other, and it doesn't it doesn't reach an audience outside of who you might be messaging.
It's a comment section without a video.
Yeah. So
and I think it's really old school. It's
just wait for the community tab.
Yeah. You're going to generate a lot more conversation with the community tab.
There we are. You got the headline from this live stream now. This is what Tube Filter is going to be writing about later on today.
All right. Let's see. Okay. This is kind of an interesting thought here. How do I speed up the core audience build-up process? I interact with every comment. I see a few common faces, and then none of the common faces go up by 1 or 2 a month. Okay, so basically they're saying you get a new regular viewer that you recognize in the comments maybe once or twice a month. So you're struggling to build your community. There's not like a great answer for this. And Rob looks like pulling up your channel just in the background here.
Patience, I think, is the ultimate thing here. It's a process. There are ways to speed up this by listening to your audience and looking at the data and saying, this video about Twinkle Twinkle Brawl Stars performed quite well for my channel. Let's make follow-up content based on that theme and topic because it works well for my audience. So it's like doubling down on your best content is a very short answer.
Yeah. Since small channels have less than 1,000 subscribers, don't have the community tab, what's an alternative to not having it? Posting videos. I'm not trying to be sarcastic or anything. The way to get the community tab is to get 1,000 subscribers, and the way to do that is to post more videos. So what you could be doing is in your videos, you could ask a question. You can make your videos that are just based on a topic and just get people excited, and then use the comment section to interact with those folks. They may subscribe because they know that this creator is taking their channel seriously. They interact with their commenters. Over time, you will build up to 1,000 subscribers. I wouldn't look at the community tab as this thing that like you're missing out. Oh my God, I can't even imagine how many more views I would have if only I had the community tab. Unfortunately, there's no proof of that yet. I'm hoping YouTube gives us more stats on that. It's cool. It's another way to get your brand out there, another way to get your name out there around YouTube, but it doesn't necessarily guarantee you anything. You know what I mean?
Pin comments was the thing I was thinking about in terms of just being able to converse a little more with your audience within videos. And yeah, as you say, Dan, the community tab can increase your exposure and reach as a creator on certain feeds in the mobile app, but it doesn't necessarily guarantee views. Although how you might think of it is that you build up a huge audience through the community tab, which some channels have, weirdly, and then you start to promote your video content within the community tab, which can be a powerful way of getting community members into the content itself. But as we say, no hard proven data on this.
Yeah. Hopefully one day. All right.
We'll just answer this one very quickly. The requirements for a YouTube short, irrespective of whether you have the option, because I still don't have the option to create a YouTube short through the mobile app. So what I need to do, like many of you, is create a vertical format video, less than 60 seconds long, and you can add hashtag shorts to the video title or description.
Yep.
I think we rank #1 for that as well, actually. Background well done. Try to find another question.
No, I'm just going to refresh here.
Look, sometimes I actually know what I'm doing.
Look at you.
Look at 250,000 views there. Bang.
All right. This is related to shorts, I believe, this question. I have more than 50 million plus views. Congratulations.
Sweet.
On your YouTube shorts, and you're still only at 1,300 hours of watch time.
Damn it.
I've gotten more than 3,000 hours of watch time from browse features. Why is YouTube not counting it? Please answer.
I don't know the answer to that. You would have to challenge YouTube themselves. My guess is that YouTube is just miscounting the numbers from browse, and they're actually YouTube Shorts views, but I could be wrong.
Off camera, Rob, I'll have to show you some stuff because I've been
Sure.
dealing with this on my Shorts channel too. And the way I built up the hours was by making long form content. That's what got me monetized. But when it comes to the shorts I make now, because I have a lot of returning viewers, it seems that's the correlation between going from the short shelf to being your views being counted as browse features. Right. So most of the views I get on my shorts are from browse now, which is very strange. And eventually they get shorts views too. So my theory, again, I'm going to use that word. I'm going to put a lot of emphasis on the word theory here, is that when you have your phone open and you're looking at the short shelf, let's say you're on the home page and it comes up as like the second or third thing. To me, it's surfacing because I'm getting videos from channels I've watched in the past on that shelf now. So to me, that might be where this browse is coming from. It is browse because it's a homepage view, but it's still the short shelf. So it's still technically being viewed as a short, whereas it's not getting, searched. It's not getting presented on the desktop mode. So I think that's the problem, is that there's a browse feature for regular YouTube, and then there's one for shorts, and there's nothing differentiating them in analytics. Again, theory, like big emphasis there. I can't figure it out otherwise. I'm getting so many views from browse. It doesn't make sense.
Two more things to add as well. If you're a shorts channel, this is all academic anyway, because you're not going to be able to effectively monetize these shorts from the current YouTube partner program requirements. And I think your concept of monetization requirements are going to change completely in the next 6 months when YouTube tell us how this is all actually going to work for YouTube Shorts.
Yep. So good luck to you. And I guess in short, we don't know.
We just don't know.
But when we do, we will tell you.
Got a basic question here, but I think it's always good to go back to basics occasionally. Lola asks, what does unlisted video mean? Is it going to be recommended to others? So no. Think of a unlisted video as something that you've hidden in your briefcase, and you invite a couple of people into that room. This sounds really weird, doesn't it? And you open up that briefcase, and only those people in that room see what's inside the briefcase. That was a terrible analogy, but I don't know why I did it that way, but that's the way I've done it. Unlisted videos are basically can only be seen if they're in a playlist or if you share the link with somebody else. So it's not in the search rankings, it's not in browse or recommended or anything. It is basically not listed on YouTube per se, but people can find it if they look hard enough or if you share it to people. So generally speaking, you wouldn't have a video unlisted if you want the public to see it.
Let's see here. It's kind of interesting. I make shorts in 1 of 20 plus languages in my country. How do I prevent YouTube from recommending my shorts outside of my audience? I don't think you can. I don't think you can tell YouTube necessarily.
I think YouTube's going to be able to figure out which audience it needs to share the content to, because the understanding is that YouTube or Google does scan every single frame of your video and can auto transcribe your content, so it should know what the language is. And it says, hey, if this video is in Urdu or it's in Tamil, I'm guessing maybe you're an Indian content creator, it will say, right, I'm going to share it to this audience that set their language on YouTube to this, and so on. So I wouldn't worry too much about this. I don't think you can force YouTube to send it to a certain audience, and you don't necessarily want to. I think you want YouTube to just share it to as many people as possible. And also think about this, because we have spoken about this before in terms of YouTube Shorts. Can you make your content globally accessible in that it doesn't rely on language? An example would be many of the pranks and comedy skits that you see on short videos don't necessarily have a certain language in them. I always use Mr. Bean as a guide for this. Like he is very much a comic actor that doesn't speak, And so it's all through motion and action, and that makes the content accessible to a global audience. And I think that's where a lot of shorts channels are having success, when they don't use a language per se. But in terms of worrying about who your content should be shared to, that's YouTube's job, and they should be doing a good enough job of that. So I wouldn't worry too much about it. But Dan, if you got an alternative viewpoint,
the only other thing I was going to say was what you said about making your videos transcend language. I mean, if you can tell a story without getting any text in there, just with music and action on the screen, that's the best way. Now you're appealing to more than 20 languages. You're appealing to anybody who happens upon this and understands the context of what it is you cover on your channel. So
not always possible, though.
No, it's not. It's not always possible. But if that's an option for you, if you can get creative, that's the best way to tackle this. But yeah, I'm putting really good content out there, but YouTube isn't spreading it. How can I fix it? Well,
how do you know, Noah GG, that you're putting really good content out there? Based on what? I'm not trying to be funny or annoying in any way, but what has made you decide that you're creating really good content? If it's based on data that you have 50% click-through rate and 90% audience retention, then fair enough. You may have a justifiable question here, and the hope is that YouTube will eventually reward you for that. But you're basing this question is based on a subjective opinion, and we don't have the objective facts in front of us.
I pulled up the channel. We're not doing channel audits or anything like that today, but I can just look at this and give some general advice. The channel is about a couple different topics. There's videos about Minecraft, but then there's like videos that look like stick figure animations. And that's going to be tough because those two topics don't really relate to each other at all. The other thing you need to work on is your titles. And if you want YouTube to put your content out there, the best way to do that is to specifically tell it what it is. And one of your videos is literally titled just a clip. A clip of what? I could tell it's Minecraft by the thumbnail, but it's not. It's just a clip of what? So you need to not only tell YouTube, but tell the audience in a human readable way. Like, it's a clip of you winning in Bed Wars, like top 5 Bed Wars wins, that I had, or something like that, is going to tell the people who are searching what it is, and YouTube itself where to put it. YouTube doesn't know where to put it when you don't bother to title the video, something other than maybe the file name of the video.
Keep creating, keep learning, keep having fun, and I guarantee you in 3 months or 50 videos, you will look back at the content you've made recently following this question, and you will say, man, that video was bad. It really sucked. I've learned so much and I've improved so much from that point.
I will say just to be nice again, because I feel really mean. The stick animations you're doing look fun. I would just put them on a separate channel, or put the Minecraft stuff on a separate channel, because it looks like you're having a ton of fun doing YouTube, but it's not going to, get discovered without that extra work. All right, let's see what we got.
Go on then, Dan. Try and tackle this one. Maybe I'll look in the background.
I live stream one game that isn't as popular, but the streams I make of it generate 2 times the normal views I get. Would I be limited in my audience / growth if I stick with it? It's my summer car. Okay, the game is called My Summer Car. I've heard of that one. So when you stream it, you get more views than if you were to just make a video on demand. That's cool. A lot of people would say the opposite, honestly. Video on demand content has a lot more searchability because you can control the length of it, and you can really go at it with the thumbnails and the titles and everything else. So you can make some really interesting searchable stuff that gets searched for many months to come. So if your live streams are doing well, that's a great start.
I'm not seeing the evidence of that on the channel. I'm not seeing the My Summer Car live streams performing any better than anything else on the channel right now. But maybe he has another channel, or she has another channel. We're not seeing the complete picture here. Maybe they unlist the live streams or something.
Yeah, it is kind of a conundrum if that's the case. But if you, I don't necessarily think you're going to be stunting your growth. What I would do then, if this is true, then focus on the live streams, but make short clips that you can share that can get discovered outside of them. Because if you leave your live streams up, and on a gaming channel, I recommend you do for the folks who couldn't make it. If you leave your live streams up, they're just not going to be very searchable. So it's good to repurpose some of that content into more searchable, bite-sized videos. And then you're not doing as much work because you know the live streams do better. You have more fun with them anyway, right? So might as well only do those. And then you still get some video on demand by taking clips out of them and repurposing them.
Sticking on the live stream formats, this channel does, well, they do 2-hour live streams per day. That is commitment for you. I'm exhausted after doing 2 in 2 days. We have built-in breaks, but I've noticed today that some channels can play ads on their breaks. How do you do that? I'm sorry I brought up this question because I don't have an answer. I don't know. This might be something that's been rolled out to select few creators to test, possibly on YouTube. Dan, were you going to say something?
Yeah. Okay. So on my main channel, there is a button, because it's monetized while I'm streaming. There's a button I can click that says insert ad. I've gotten no evidence that people actually see an ad when I click that. However, I think what I'm doing is inserting mid-roll ads during the break. So it'll appear right by that highlight button at the top. There'll be a little monetized, like a little dollar sign. And if you click that, it'll insert an ad. But I don't necessarily think the ad plays live. I have not seen proof of it.
The other thing, because I've not monetized this live stream, right?
Correct.
I've not got the option. Okay.
Correct. You probably would, though. The other thing it could be, if it's not that, is that the people who are taking their breaks literally made ads. And instead of it being a be right back screen, it literally just plays an ad that they inserted themselves.
Yeah, so sorry, we don't have a technical answer to this. It's an interesting question.
Yeah. The language of insert ad for when I'm live implies that it's inserting it after the fact. It just, I bet you Google or YouTube has answered this. I just haven't bothered to look it up.
Let's have a look at this one.
Another challenging one.
I found out that many people observe that after they get into YPP, their reach broadens. Does YouTube trust you more after a human reviewer checks your channel? Any experience of this? This, to me, feels like the placebo effect. Mm-hmm. Like you think your channel is got a boost through monetization, and the actual reason is your channel's growing, so the reach broadens. I don't have any data or experience to suggest this is true. And again, I would be astonished if this is true. And I think vidIQ is always some evidence of this, in that we now have nearly 1 million subscribers, and what we said we're approaching 65 million views, and we don't monetize any of our content. I have thought about, just for a month, monetizing the entire channel just to see if that made a difference to the impressions and whatnot. Like all of a sudden YouTube is sharing our content because they never can make money off the 2 million views that we get per month. But I've never pulled the trigger, and I don't really want to do that.
I monetized my second channel this morning, and
he's got 1 million views already for it because of it.
Yeah. No, I was gonna say I guess I could report back if it suddenly feels like it's gotten more broad reach, but I will say the reason I tipped the scale on the monetization hours is because I've had a lot of really good standout videos in the past week or two. So the channel's reach has already been broadening because I've just been putting in the work. And it's now, I'm going to say it's probably impossible to really see the effects of that now that it's monetized, because I'm already on this growth trajectory. So it basically goes back to what Rob said, but yeah.
YouTube have stated in the past that the monetization system and the discovery algorithm are not connected in any way, shape, or form. I guess they would say that, but on a broad level, I've not seen that to be the case, where monetized channels all of a sudden start to benefit more. And you also have to appreciate as well now that YouTube, if they choose to, can monetize your content before you get into the YouTube partner program. if they so choose to. So there is no incentive to make your channel more discoverable after YPP is in your hands.
Yep. There's no reason for them to do that. I think, you know, your videos are treated the same either way, you know, and it really comes down to, yeah, like Rob said, the placebo effect. All right, sorry.
I guess maybe we should explain what the placebo effect is. It's where like you have a headache and somebody gives you a Skittle, and they say it's a headache pill. It'll help you relieve your pain. And you take it, and all of a sudden it's like, oh yeah, the headache's gone. It's just you're kind of believing something to be true because somebody said so, and that's what ultimately the placebo effect is trying to explain.
Yeah. All right. I've seen this question come up a couple times today, and I'm going to select it, but I feel like we've kind of answered it in different ways. I switched my niche. My views went down. I went from Apex to Minecraft. Do you have any tips on how I could get back on my feet? Because I tried tutorials, tracking's still low. Switching topics like that's such a jarring change. That's worse than my example earlier, vidIQ going from a YouTube growth channel to an Instagram growth channel. That would be like if vidIQ went from a YouTube growth channel to you know, a product review channel where we only reviewed gaming chairs. You know, it's such a hard pivot because the Apex audience likely just wasn't interested in your take on Minecraft, and maybe a couple people followed you, but to get back on your feet, you have to treat your channel as if it's a brand new channel now. You've decided to stick with your channel instead of starting a new one. That's totally fine. People do it all the time. Your channel can recover. You're not being punished by anybody. It's literally just you're building a brand new audience. So if you have 1,000 subscribers and you got them all from Apex, you've lost most of them now. And you have to be okay with that. That's all it is. It's literally your perception of it. Like, oh my gosh, I've taken such a hit. You haven't. If you started Apex videos tomorrow, they might not get as many views as they used to because your audience forgot about you a little bit. But you'd probably see the numbers come back up because you would be kind of reactivating some of those subscribers.
Let me just introduce you to this wonderful gaming chair here. It's from IKEA. It's called the Stockholm Syndrome chair, whereby you think you hate it, but then you get into it and it's nice and comfortable and you can not get out of it at all. It's about $170.
Oh.
Going back to the question, this goes back to the idea of you being a unique creator and people maybe discovering your content through a search term or some association with a game they like to play, but then getting to know you as a personality, a brand, an influencer, whatever you want to call yourself, and then starting to trust and build a relationship with you so that then you can take them on journeys beyond the game that you were playing. I guess PewDiePie may be the best example of this, whereby people aren't necessarily watching PewDiePie's content because he's playing this particular game or this particular game. Although it does help. When he went back to Minecraft, he kind of reinvigorated the entire genre in 2019.
Yeah.
But there was still a core audience of millions of fans who are going to watch him play whatever he wants. And when he gets bored and moves on, it feels like he doesn't care. Like he could have, if he was still making Minecraft videos now on a daily basis, I think he could have even more subscribers and even more views than he has. But at the size he is, he doesn't need to care too much about YouTube data and analytics because he's made it, I guess, which is a good way to look at things as well.
Yeah.
And so, yeah, I agree with Dan. Like, you just have to accept your audience isn't going to necessarily follow the game you're playing. They may follow you, but that's how much you've been able to connect and instill that shared belief, whatever that is, in what you do on your channel.
Yeah, as long as you have a good personality, you will get viewers who will follow you through thick and thin. You know, I did a lot of topic jumping on my first channel, my first go around on YouTube, and there are people to this day that I've become friends with because they've been around so long. You know, who followed me from like game A and I'm on game Y. You know, so there's always a subset of people, but for the most part, yeah, when you're trying to grow, it's tough. The PewDiePie example was fantastic because of course he could do that. He's a household name. So
Jake Feldman did it as well. He found his explosive channel growth with Among Us, but he knew that again, this is in tomorrow's video as well. He knew that trend was starting to die, and so he needed to transition onto something else. And he went to Minecraft. His channel did take a little bit of a hit, but ultimately, where else can you get Jake Feldman's unique 3D animation content? And it just doesn't exist anywhere else. And now he's starting to find this new audience with Minecraft stuff, and it's probably going to grow even more rapidly, in the next 3 to 6 months if he continues what he's doing.
Right. I got challenged on this the other day. I was talking about this, and someone was like, "Oh yeah. What about?" And they named 3 of like the top YouTubers in like gaming, and I just kind of laughed, like, because these are household names. Like these folks, they do take a hit. They take people will lose interest if PewDiePie switches games, like Rob said, but they're so big that it doesn't affect their income. It doesn't affect their livelihood, and there's such a large base of people who will follow them through anything, and that's when you don't have to worry about it. But most YouTubers don't have that luxury.
Here's a general question, just bringing it back to us, I guess. Why do you choose to watch vidIQ for your YouTube education? There are dozens of educators out there, and I would argue some are better at education than potentially than myself. But I must bring some unique quality to my education, which means that you watch my content, and I thank you very much for that. But try and answer that question. Why do you watch me over, let's say, Brian G. Johnson or Sean Cannell? Or why do you watch Sean Cannell over vidIQ or Nick Nimmin? If you can answer that question for YouTube education channels, then start to pose that question to yourself about the content you create in your video topic.
Just looking to see if there's any more. We are at 2 hours, by the way, so I don't know if you want to start wrapping this up or...
Well, here's some very quick answers. So our personality, okay, great. Because you trust our advice, so we built a relationship up with you. Awesome, brilliant. Yeah. That's fantastic to hear. Do you want us to now start talking about gaming chairs? Because we will do. If you trust us, we'll tell you which gaming chairs to buy.
I have no room for all those chairs, so please say no.
Hashtag get us some sponsors. Hashtag affiliate links, because we're going to need it, Dan.
It's pretty honest.
Yeah, it's channel audits. Well, we've been doing it. I mean, blimey, I've been doing channel audits now ever since I started here at vidIQ, which is going on 3.5 years. So, it's a unique service that other creators have, I think, tried to adopt and realize how exhausting and time consuming it is. But we still do it every single Tuesday at 11 o'clock, and people still turn up. So we thank everyone for that.
Well, what do you want to do? Do you want to take another question or two, or
if you've got one ready to go, Dan? Sure.
No,
I want my lunch soon. All right, should we call it a day then?
Now I'm starting to read some stuff here. Let's see. This is kind of interesting. We don't have this this camera yet, so let's just keep that in mind. But on the Shorts camera, you only get the option to add a title. Does this mean the metadata? Basically, the titles are the only thing that matter on Shorts.
Yeah. Yeah.
Pretty much. I mean, we still recommend going through them, and putting everything. But
I don't recommend tags. I don't think there's any point in putting tags in Shorts. I mean, I do it on the main channel just through force of habit, but on our Shorts channel, I've never done it. Do you do it on your?
Yeah, I do it. I think it's just because it's there, and I'm going through the process. I'm just conditioned to.
That's the thing. It's a box, and people are conditioned to fill out boxes.
Right.
And until YouTube remove that tab box, people are still going to do it.
Right. I would say that the title and the little thumbnail that it makes for you are the only 2 things that can sell that short video. And so, yeah, the title matters a whole lot. And keep in mind, too, it matters a whole lot less when people find your video in the middle of a whole bunch of random shorts that they're scrolling through.
Yeah.
They may not even see the title ever. So even there's just no there's no good searchability there. It's all through algorithms and recommendations and yeah.
That's what I would love to understand. Like, what makes YouTube decide to play this video automatically next on a short shelf? Because it's not the same as suggested content. Because if you're watching a video on YouTube about maybe buying a camera, you'll want other suggestions about that camera. But if you're on a short shelf and you see somebody recommending a particular camera, you do not want to see another 20 shorts about that camera recommendation, because the viewer intent is completely different. I think you're much more likely to want to be entertained when you're watching shorts. And so figuring out what makes your content automatically play next, I think that has to do more with, I don't know, probably the title, because YouTube wants an idea of maybe what the video is about, but it must be more metric based, whether it be audience retention or likes or engagement, something along those lines, Dan. That's all I can think of.
I think likes play a huge role. I think likes play just a massive role in it. It's my own personal theory, and also I watched a video from the Spiffing Brit that was pretty interesting. But that like button,
another one. Oh, the like
no, not since I told you about that one. But yeah, the like button is just right there at the top, and it just kind of screams, "Push me," just like we are right now. Push me on the live stream. We have a like button too if you want to.
We do, yeah. We've got 360 likes and 170 viewers, so that might actually be technically impossible. There you go.
Let's thank everybody for coming out today, hanging out with us. Good live stream. Go team.
Thanks for coming out into your bedroom or your lounge or wherever you're just casually watching us. We appreciate the effort you put in to come and see us.
Yes, thank you. And we're doing channel audits on Tuesday, as was mentioned. We will have another special guest joining us, I believe, that day.
Yeah.
The schedules get moved around, so I'm not promising that, but we've scheduled a guest or two, so be sure to join us for channel audits on Tuesday.
We are semi-organized, if you can believe that. Mostly thanks to Dan. I usually just turn up and do stuff, but Dan's got this little schedule, and I sometimes try and follow.
That's going to be on his tombstone. I just turned up and did stuff. All right. You want to say goodbye to some folks?
Yeah, let's say goodbye to the following people who joined us today. Thank you very much. That includes a channel called Chickling. So it's chicken, Dan, but with an L after the H. So I don't even know how to say that.
Chicken Dan LH?
Chickling. I'm gonna bring it on screen. People, how do I pronounce this? Oh no, hang on. I'm sorry, I'm getting really distracted here. But look, it's this one, Dan. Where's he gone? Oh, I've lost it now.
Could you just
this is terrible. There, this one here, Dan. How do you say that?
Chicken Ken? Chicken? No.
Anyway, I've spent 30 seconds saying goodbye to you. Goodbye to Andy Triple H.
And they literally. They only type bye too. It's not like they gave this long message, this heartfelt thing. We spent like 30 minutes on them.
Climetra, Tiggers 18, Clean It with Rona, Road Rush Nation, Fort Nitgen, It's Simple, Lost Odyssey, Nawob, BD Bangle Vlogs, DCU Studios, Universal Batman Superman channel, Quiz Ninja, and also Bori Piano. I'm going to say goodbye to all of you. I'm going to remove this screen now as well.
I'm going to say bye to Math Adam, Spicy Foods Kitchen, Zinzaris. Where's my 30-minute goodbye? Okay. All right. Now everyone expects a 30-minute goodbye. All right. Bye, Zinzaris. Thank you so much for everything you do, et cetera, everything we say to you every week. Z Gamer, Short Reviews, Accurate Plays, Puggo, and let's see, Zinzaris again.
So he's saying, haha, bye, you need to spell the L. So is it Chilikin? Chilikin? Is that any closer? Shall we wait until they respond?
Chlickin.
Yeah.
It's like clicking. It's like clicking, sort of. No.
I mean, it's memorable. It's just impossible to pronounce. I wonder if everybody in the live stream is like pronouncing Chilickin's name differently at this point.
Yeah, this is a lot of good advertising for you.
Yeah,
No one's ever
and
going to forget.
it's getting us watch time as we discuss this as well.
Yes, we love watch time. We love some good watch time. Yeah, chicken and licking, chlicking. I don't know. It sounds a little inappropriate. I don't want YouTube to get upset with us. So I think we should just go.
Yeah, I'm having a KFC lunch. I can tell you that much.
Oh, that sounds good. All right, everybody. Thank you for hanging out with us. We'll see you. We'll catch you on the flip.
Whenever.
Yeah, we'll see you on Tuesday. Bye, everybody.
Bye.